So last night, the leaks for Chapter 7 dropped. And I don't want to say last night. Let's just say around 7 o'clock in the morning. I was going to stream, guys, and I'm sorry, but I fell asleep. Bro, come on. They came out at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was ready since 2 a.m. But look, I know a lot of you guys have been looking forward to the stream, so I wanted to address this first. I got y'all, bro. I got y'all. Look, I'm gonna make it up to y'all. When the official chapter comes out, I might go live and we gonna read that, okay? Like, come on, throw me a bone. I'm trying here. But since I didn't go live last night, I gotta make a video about the leaks today. So if you guys didn't know, we're gonna be very careful here. These are the videos you gotta tighten up because Shueisha, they're looking for their prey. They trying to get anybody out of here. So we're gonna do this real carefully. But yeah, anyway, I thought the chapter was really good. Like, besides Boruto versus MITSUKI, I did like the fight, but I knew it wasn't gonna be anything crazy. I said MITSUKI was gonna try to go all out, but not Boruto. And you guys could see Boruto completely mollywopped, completely destroyed. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah, but it wasn't much of a fight. You see, Boruto completely outclassed MITSUKI, and he could have unalived him if he wished to do so. But as you guys can see right here, the title of the chapter is The Whereabouts of the Sun. You guys can see MITSUKI on the little cover, you know, cooling. You know, that's what I noticed. Everybody on Team 7 got their own cover. Kawaki, Boruto, Sarada, and now MITSUKI, you know? And I gotta say this again, if I sound a little bit congested, it's just cause I'm a little sick. I'm a little bit under the weather, so bear with me. I'm gonna still get this video out because that's what I do. So the subtitle of the chapter says, to avoid breaking and disappearing, to avoid being engulfed in darkness where the moon clings. And the chapter starts off as like a sort of like internal dialogue for MITSUKI. He's just thinking about himself and thinking about Kawaki. You guys can see he's still under the influence of omnipotence. But I don't want to say it's like he's fully engulfed in it, because as we know, and as I said in like numerous of videos, he still has his doubts. So it's almost like he's trying to fight those doubts by telling himself over and over, Kawaki is my son, Kawaki is my son, when he knows deep down it's not the case. And it's now when MITSUKI starts rushing Boruto. The fight begins. I mean, as we've seen in chapter 6, there's nothing that changed. MITSUKI still can't touch Boruto. Every move that MITSUKI is throwing out at Boruto, he's just dodging, doing backflips, ducking, weaving, and he's doing all this in base. So at this point, I mean, it's safe to say even without the karma, Boruto's physical stats, like his speed, strength, and everything like that, just outclasses MITSUKI in every aspect, proving to be able to get behind MITSUKI and catch him off guard multiple times in this fight. And while the fight is going on, Boruto is trying to like ask MITSUKI some questions like, where's Kawaki? But MITSUKI's not saying nothing. He said, does it even matter? Right now, such things, I am the one facing you. These translations are a little bit, how do I say, clunky. You know, once the real translations come out, it'll sound more fluent. But these are just a rough, raw translations, something we have as of now. But since Shikamaru is still in touch with Boruto via mind transfer transmission, he was able to tell Boruto what happened to Kawaki, that MITSUKI put him to sleep to avoid being noticed by him. It was then after this, MITSUKI says something very interesting, and I think a lot of you guys will agree with me. So while fighting Boruto, MITSUKI was kinda able to understand more of Boruto's strength and realize, okay, this is why he defeated Code with no problem. Look how strong he is. So MITSUKI said, I think I understand your strength. Defeating that Code alone is a level that goes beyond the norm. In my opinion, the current Kawaki is not a match for you. I can't let him be killed, even if it costs me my life. Now, this statement changes a lot of things. Now, a lot of people are just gonna put Boruto in a tier of his own. If Kawaki can't match Boruto in strength, and MITSUKI thinks that, and MITSUKI is of course not stronger than Kawaki, then there's nobody in Konoha currently able to stand up to Boruto. And I'm not sure if I should include Damon into that, because I don't think it's fair, because the last time we seen Damon fight, he was stronger than Boruto and Kawaki. So I would have to put Damon up there too, to keep it fair, as of now. But to be fair to Kawaki, I don't think MITSUKI's seen him go all out. The highest I think MITSUKI's seen Kawaki go is his Karma V1 state. I'm not sure if MITSUKI ever seen Kawaki in his Kawashiki form. And as I keep saying this over and over again on my channel, Kawaki is a what? He's a karma merchant. Now that's not a bad thing, because we all know, and I'm pretty sure we all know before this fight, that Boruto just slaps Kawaki in base. Base to base, Boruto just completely destroys him. But when it goes to the karma, it's a different story. Kawaki reaches new levels of strength when his karma is activated. So I didn't say that to imply that MITSUKI was wrong per se, I just want you guys to keep that in mind. I'm still gonna roll with my Boruto propaganda, bro. He's the strongest in Konoha, and it's blatantly obvious at this point. Because even though Kawaki has the karma, Boruto has it too. So now Boruto and Mitsuki are continuing to fight, and here it looks like Mitsuki was able to like transform his snakes into clones of himself to kind of blitz Boruto. And then it says Boruto responded by saying having a large number of clones is not necessarily a good thing, rather it's worse for the environment, because Mitsuki is just tearing down trees left and right. And I don't know when Boruto necessarily became a nature boy, but yeah, I guess he's right. A little shot at his father, but you know, we move. It's probably gonna be different in the official translations anyway. So for right now, I want you guys all to take these translations with a grain of salt, because most likely like 75% of these words in the context will change by the time the chapter drops anyway. So Mitsuki responds by saying, in the first place, it's your fault, right? Just disappear quickly for the sake of this world. And then Boruto says, what you say might be right, but I can't do that. There are mountains of things that must be done. Which is kind of like, I don't want to say worrisome, but it brings about a certain level of concern, because this isn't the first time we heard Boruto, and I'm gonna kind of get a little bit serious here, but it's not the first time we heard Boruto talk about himself disappearing. I don't want to go as far as to say like it's foreshadowing as to what's to come, but it does bring a level of concern that somewhere in Boruto's mind he's thinking that he might not be able to return to his original life or to Konoha as a whole, or maybe he's thinking about sacrificing himself for the sake of the ninja world. You know what, and I do have a video on that dropping like maybe later on this week, so stay tuned for that, because yeah, it is pretty suspicious. So Boruto and Mitsuki are continuing to fight, and Boruto kind of takes on the offensive and starts to really attack Mitsuki, starts to press him. We see he slashes his clones one by one until there's only one left. Every single clone. So after that, Mitsuki's starting to feel the heat a little bit. He responds by charging up what seems to be a lightning release attack to throw at Boruto, but Boruto responds by bringing back Thunderclap arrow to throw at Mitsuki, man. In my opinion, this is one of my favorite attacks by Boruto, besides Uzuhiko. And now it's probably like twice as strong. So when he does that, the attacks cancel each other out, and then Boruto used the smoke created by the impact of the jutsu to sneak behind Mitsuki and put the sword to his neck. Like I said, bro, Boruto just completely outclassed Mitsuki in this fight, and he could have unalived him right here if he really wanted to. So after this, Mitsuki just goes back to base. There's no point in fighting anymore. Basically just saying, alright Boruto, you won, I give up. And then we start the dialogue with Mitsuki and Boruto talking. Boruto tells Mitsuki how reckless he's being, and this recklessness is caused from his belief wavering. And that's why we can see why Mitsuki is constantly trying to tell himself that Kawaki is his son over and over again. This is like the third or fourth time he's done it. Boruto says it right here. It's because he doesn't believe in what he wants to believe. He doesn't truly think Kawaki is his son. And in here, I'm just gonna read a bit of the dialogue to help you guys understand a little bit more. So Mitsuki says, what do you understand, Boruto? You, who harbor a rebellious attitude against the village, don't act like you know anything. Boruto responds and says, I understand. At the very least, I know where your son is right now. I know that much. Mitsuki questions Boruto, and then Boruto says, I am your son. There is no replacement. And I truly think Mitsuki believes that, because right here, Boruto says, considering that, what about this snake? Why not end it all at once? And I don't know if I'm able to show it, but Mitsuki has Boruto wrapped around his snakes, but he doesn't want to deliver the final blow for some reason. It's because those thoughts are conflicting him. His belief is wavering, and he knows it. And the fact that Boruto won't escape even though he knows he can is even more conflicting for him. After that, they continue to talk about it until, you know, Mitsuki eventually understands Boruto. And then after that, they talk about the 7th Hokage. Boruto explains to Mitsuki that the 7th Hokage is still alive and he's safe, which can also be heard by Shikamaru and Ino, who are still listening with the mind transmission jutsu. You can't forget Hinata. You can't forget Hinata either. So Boruto says, yeah, mother also. That's all I can say for now. You're originally someone who can shine brightly on your own. That's what I believe. But if you really need a son, just come to my place. Anytime is fine. And look, bro. That's not gonna be in the official translations. I know that. That's kind of like holy pause. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Whoever translated that is insane. Like you don't know how bad I just wanted to skip over that line completely. Holy pause. So then we transition over to Kawaki, and he woke up and he asks Ado, you know, where is that bastard Mitsuki? I'm guessing he's mad about how he knocked him out, you know, and I expect him to be in the next chapter. But it's cool to know that if Boruto and Kawaki were to fight right now, Kawaki would probably lose. And I don't know how Kawaki would take that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he would take that. The parallel between Naruto and Sasuke and Boruto and Kawaki is more glaring than ever now. Because at the beginning of the time skip in Shippuden, you could see Naruto started off significantly weaker than Sasuke. And it seems like it's the same case with Boruto and Kawaki. But the difference is Naruto got stronger using his own strength and training, but I don't know if Kawaki is gonna take that route. I'm pretty sure everybody can admit Kawaki is way different than Naruto, and the methods of how they would gain strength would probably be different as well. Kawaki is known as a person who would want to do anything. He would do anything, whether you want to call it unethical or not. He's going to do anything it takes. So that's just something to keep in mind for the future, you know? Kawaki's gonna have to get stronger if he wishes to, you know, unalive Boruto at some point, right? But I'm going to save that for another video, because as I'm reading the chapter with you guys, the ideas are just popping into my head like clockwork. So after the scene with Kawaki and EIDA, Shikamaru and Boruto are talking about omnipotence, and it seems like Boruto knows a lot about this, and I'm gonna read it word for word here. So Boruto says, I'll give you a brief explanation, but the details of the ability called omnipotence don't matter. Anyway, you'll forget about it eventually. And then Shikamaru kind of questions this, and then Boruto responds and says, actually, it's not the first time you heard an explanation of this ability. Sarada and the class representative have already talked about it many times. What it is that the concept of omnipotence itself doesn't stick in your memory. It never completely settles and will be completely forgotten over time. That's the nature of this ability. You and Kawaki have no choice but to have people believe without relying on logic, the fact that you're opposite. You managed to reach that conclusion on your own. It's not something ordinary, it's a tough situation. And then Shikamaru responds and said, how do we return it to the way it was? Boruto says, we can't go back to the way it was. The altered memories are everything to you guys. The real ones. Those are the real memories now, he's saying. And even if we were to go back to the way it was, it wouldn't solve the problems between Boruto and Kawaki. So all Boruto's saying here is that there's really no way to reverse omnipotence. Because even if someone has come to the terms that their memories have been altered, they would just go back to forgetting anyway. Boruto said that they told him about omnipotence multiple times, and he still can't remember it. The concept of omnipotence doesn't stick in anybody's memory. So even if everybody broke out of omnipotence today and realized, okay, Boruto is really the 7th Hokage's son, that memory wouldn't stick, and it would eventually go back to how EIDA had it at the end of chapter 80, where everybody just thinks Boruto is the bad guy, Kawaki's the 7th son, so it's all temporary. So there's really no way to reverse it right now. Well, as of Boruto knows, there's no way to reverse it. Something may come up later down the road, but as of right now, that's the knowledge we have on it. So Boruto and Shikamaru are like still talking about omnipotence and Kawaki, and then Boruto tells Shikamaru how he doesn't intend to unalive Kawaki, more as to punch him and make up. That's all he wants to do. Shikamaru is kind of confused at this and says, I understand your feelings well, but Boruto, if you don't intend to unalive Kawaki, then regarding Naruto, you will continue to bear false accusations as long as the influence of omnipotence is traced back to Kawaki. I want to avoid pushing him into a corner again. In other words, for now, we can't expose what he did to the public. You will still be pursued in the future. Is that still acceptable to you? And then Boruto just says, I don't care. I've been prepared for that from the beginning. So Boruto already knows what his future entails. He already knows that he's gonna continue to be like on the run, never really settled back into the village. He's already accepted his destiny, which will truly put my boy Boruto in the permanent position of Shadow Hokage. He's gonna be like Sasuke, but on steroids. You see what I'm saying? Like, at least Sasuke could come back to the village. Unless they find a way for people to like refresh their memories every time it starts to go back to their factory settings, then yeah, Boruto's not gonna be able to be welcomed back into the village. But after that, we cut to the Shinju and we see Jura reading books. Surprisingly enough, it's a mysterious thing in this world. The more our knowledge increases, the more new questions arise. As we come to understand more, our awareness of our ignorance grows. This is what makes it interesting, the increase in things we don't know. And then Jura says, by the way, I had a vague feeling about it, but none of the books here seem to have answers to my questions. Should I go meet Naruto Uzumaki? And then the chapter closes, man. That's the end. And there's a little subtext at the bottom which says, the situation takes an unexpected turn. Seeking answers from the sealed target, the divine tree Jura begins to move. Meaning, next chapter, it's time to get into the action. The Shinju are going to invade Konoha, officially starting the Shinju invasion arc. Or has it been started? Well, I'm gonna just say it been started, okay? The Shinju invasion arc has begun. So this is the end of the leaks. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Once the official chapter goes out, I'm probably not gonna upload a video on it per se, just to keep the channel safe. But what I will do is go live and we'll read it together. However, I can't keep the live stream up, so if you're not there, then yeah, tough noodles. But anyway, chapter 7 is a W. And again, I do apologize if I wasn't able to show like certain manga panels or whatnot, because yeah, I really do want to avoid this copyright strike, and losing my channel is not worth a video or two, you know, going crazy in the algorithm, whatever. So it is what it is at that point. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to join the sub Discord, I'm gonna leave the link to that in the description as well. It's open forever. I opened it up forever, so if you guys want to join it, go ahead. But until my next video, I'm out. Peace.